Yeah.
All right, Nene. So we've taken some selections out of your closet because the thing that we want to talk about is, when we sat down and we talked before about the image that you really want and the style that you'd like to have. Tell a little bit more about that.
So my style, at least my style, I'm aiming to have a style that is sophisticated, a bit unique. I want to be the soccer mom that, with style, not looking frumpy, but, a little bit put together, so like this is something that I would normally wear on a weekend. But, like my style icons are Sarah Jessica Parker, Style Pantry, I like Rachel Roy, the designer, that kind of sophisticated look with a bit of edge and uniqueness to it.
Okay. So you definitely want to kind of like punch up your style a little bit, but still yet maintain the comfort and ease of, wearing of pieces.
Exactly.
All right, so we've gone into your closet.
Yes, we have.
And we've taken some pieces out. And so tell me a little bit about this sweater here.
So this sweater I like because it looks so comfortable. I mean, just feel it. It's soft, right?
It's very comfortable.
And it, it has that like chunky look. And I think at the time that I bought it, there was a chunky sweater look that was out that could be easily paired with jeans. And I found that, oh, you know what? In the winter months, I could also wear this to work, on the casual Fridays with, a pair of black slacks. So to me, it kind of looked nice. The cowl neck has like some cute buttons.
I could definitely see that. And, as we talked about, one of the themes that we saw overwhelmingly in your closet is that you tend to gravitate toward your darker and your neutral colors. So we had several pieces that were sort of like this, but the thing that we have to be mindful about on, us being women of color in our brown skin is that we have to be conscious of the tones of the neutral, taupey kind of beiges that we choose, because they can sort of serve to drown out our complexion and don't really complement us, in a great way. So if you look at this against your skin, it really doesn't sort of add anything, and it's not really in alignment with the style that you'd like to project as far as like being the stylish mom. And so these are things that I would definitely consider maybe gifting to a woman who would definitely have a much greater need for these pieces. Same with this one. So this one I want to highlight as far as the complementing your silhouette. So you have a very, very nice hourglass figure. And so I understand the impetus to want to kind of cover up a little bit, but I think, you've got to flaunt that thing, girl. Like, do you. Be beautiful, be vivacious, be vibrant. And the danger with a silhouette like this is that it really kind of covers you up, in the midsection. It's a bit boxy. The boat neck, I would actually be very cautious of, and you may want to go for tops that have more of a V-neck, because the V-neck is going to draw the attention toward the waistline. And, either this would need to be a little bit more cropped to sort of really show that you've got this nice little waist and, really shapely hips. Or if it was a little longer, it probably even, cover you up and camouflage you a little bit more. So this is one that I would say is not necessarily in alignment with the style that you want.
And I'll be honest, I think I've worn this once.
Right.
Because every time I've worn it, it definitely created a look that I was like, oh, I don't look like I have a shape. And so I just thought that it was a wrong cut, or maybe I just, was bloated at the time, but I've only worn it once.
Right, and that's, I think, something that you hit on is really key, is that we, as women, we tend to go into the store and we'll see something on the rack or we'll see something on the mannequin, and it looks awesome. Like we like that beautiful cream color. It seems really stylish at the time. The chunky sweater thing is really happening. And so we kind of pick it up and we bring it home, and we're not conscious of the fact that, well, maybe this is not going to look the same on me, as it did on the mannequin or as it does on the rack. So the key with, the style evolution that we talked about, because we're all on a style journey, is really understanding your body type and the type of pieces that look best on you. And resisting the temptation to give into the trend or give into the pretty shiny item on the hanger, because that might not be the best one for you.
Point taken.
So this one is also one that I would sort of, and think of these as blessings, to another woman, because you're going to take these to a Goodwill,
Right.
and someone's going to buy these, and they're going to just be so ecstatic about
I'm
those.
gonna miss this sweater though.
But you know what? You already have some great options that are a welcome substitute for that one.
True.
We'll get into,
Okay.
and so you'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be absolutely fine. Now this one is colorful. So I do give you, definitely some points on, stepping out of the norm of the taupes and the neutral and the dark colors, and really punching it up with a color here. I think though, with the fleece, it does sort of really veer into the really kind of like, little bit maybe a frumpy mom. And it also could be mistaken for something that maybe your teenage daughter might wear as well. So again, it's not necessarily a bad item or a bad choice, but in terms of aligning it with what it is that you want to project, I would say that this is probably one for, the gifting box
Right.
as well.
Okay.
But let's talk about where I think that you made a really, really great choice. And that is with this piece here. And so it has all of the elements that I think that you really, really like. And that is, kind of like the black or the darker colors or the neutrals. But the fact that it's marled or marbled with the white, gives it a little bit more interest, style interest. And I think the fact that it's got a nipped waist, so it's got a bit of a peplum, as you can see here, which is fantastic for the hourglass because it's going to accentuate that shape. It's got a band of fabric or sort of like a belted look here, which again is going to draw attention to the waist. And so why don't we actually put this on you? And this is something that you can put with something as simple as a white tee and some skinny blue jeans and be that stylish mom at the game. But it's so versatile that you can also put it with a nice blouse and a pair of slacks, and also, wear it to work as well. And when you zip it up, it's going to really, really, really accentuate that beautiful shape that you want.
Yeah, I actually get a lot of compliments when I wear this jacket.
Yes. I mean, you could even do something with the jeans that you have worn, like the right heel like that. That's really, really great.
And I've never worn it. I've never worn it open, and I've never worn it with anything other than my nice black trousers for work.
Right.
So this is great advice.
And so that's just, stepping out of the norm.
Right.
And so just, taking things that you have existing in your closet, because we all have some pieces, in our closets that we can work with. And it's just identifying those things and figuring out, more options to really extend the versatility of those. Okay, so that's our little segment on sweaters. And so next up is, again, so where we really see a lot of the dark browns and the neutrals and the blacks is with your corporate wear. And I know that that's because, the environment that you work in is very conservative, and you're looking to sort of, push the boundaries of what you're going to do there and kind of show up more as yourself.
Right.
And so let's talk about that and how we can sort of get started. So you have this jacket here, which, on the hanger looks really, really nice because it's got brown, but it's got these colors and this, sort of like tweeted effect. And let's put this on the body.
I think there's supposed to be a belt that goes with that.
Okay.
So this kind of speaks to the cinch at the waist.
It does cinch at the waist.
It does definitely have a belt that I was pleased, I think.
So it does. So in terms of the silhouette, I don't have a lot to say about the silhouette because you're right. It does have the nice band at the waist and it does cinch you in. What I do sort of see as a challenge is the color. The color again just completely washes out your complexion, and when you walk into a room, like you just sort of like blend into the background. And so again, that doesn't really speak to sort of the vibrancy and the brilliance that you want to portray. So I would probably designate that one for the gifting bin as well.
Y'all are going to be receiving some nice stuff. I'm sorry.
Really. And I mean, we all have those pieces, and sometimes it hurts. It really hurts. But again, you always think of it as a blessing to someone else.
Definitely.
So we're going to put that over here. And again, so You asked me about, you know, my thoughts on this particular piece. So this is really a great piece. Great material, nice, rich, and heavy. It's got this beautiful lining on the inside, which is great. So clearly it's a very well-made piece. And I remember at the time that sort of like the cropped, you know, kind of little boxy jacket was in. But I want to have you try this one on as well. Because, you know, with trends, they can be dangerous, ladies, because we get caught up and we don't necessarily see that, you know, that one kind of makes it takes that nice hourglass figure that you have and kind of really makes it like a straight line, kind of like a very male silhouette, which is not flattering. Like if you stand toward the camera, you know, you just kind of look like one kind of like straight rail, which is not bad, but again, like pieces that are going to accentuate your figure the best and are going to look the best on you are the pieces that you want to keep in your closet. Anything that's sort of like so-so or okay or blah, those are not the pieces that you want to keep, because that's just noise and clutter when you're trying to get dressed in the morning. You've got pieces that are like, you know, kind of so-so mixing with the pieces that you really want to be focused on, and it makes your style selection really, really difficult. So I would probably donate that one. That would be a very, very nice gift as well.
So tell me, what kind of body shape would this complement? Because this was a fad at some point.
Right. So I definitely think that a woman who has a little bit more in the midsection, so maybe an apple silhouette, so a woman who's got maybe whether she has shapely or even straight thighs already, but she's got a lot in the midsection that she's trying to hide. That would be a great camouflage for her. But because you really don't have that that challenge, I'd really go for things that are much more complementary to your particular shape. Because you're right, like this is fabulous for someone.
Right. Just not me.
Right. So it's all a learning process. It is all a learning process. So again, so with blazers, let's see where you really, really, I think, hit it spot on with your choice of jacket. And here is a beautiful jacket. It's the perfect length to just barely skim over the hip. It is fitted with the stretchy material, and I love the crossbody or the wrap silhouette. We'll edit that out. I love the crossbody or the wrap silhouette, which is one of the types of pieces that are most flattering on the hourglass shape. So try this on and we'll see how this one looks completely different from the others. So it's great, it's got that stretch. And this is another one that has a lot of versatility, that you can really, you know, dress it down with jeans and, you know, a nice, what do they call those? Like the doctor bags I could see, or the satchels, you know, going out to meet a friend or going to the game. Or it's something that you can do. We talked about the cigarette pant, or something that is similar to what I have on, and maybe a black that you could wear with a pump for work. Now see, that is absolutely perfect. It is not too form-fitting, but it is fitted enough to show that beautiful shape that you have. It's very, very chic, very fitted. It really, really accentuates your figure very nicely. Sleeves are nice and long. I love that piece.
Thank you.
I think you made a great choice.
I wish I could take credit for this. This was one of my late sisters that I inherited. Yes.
Awesome.
She was a very stylish woman.
So you will always be able to have wonderful, wonderful thoughts in her when you wear it.
Absolutely.
Great. So I think that's good. So ladies, there we see how you can make some really, really great selections. You can see the difference in sort of the pieces that we chose for Nene, which she shouldn't think of these pieces as a total loss, because she'll find that she has lots of different pieces to go with both of these outfits, or both of these pieces, to create a multitude of outfits that will easily replace all of these and be things that she feels much more confident in, much more comfortable in, and that are in alignment with that vibrancy that she wishes to project.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, so stop.